Hey, welcome to level 3. This one's a little different from the first two levels. Instead of a step-by-step Photoshop tutorial, this level is about design thinking. You're going to learn the language that designers use to talk about images, the elements of art, and the principles of design. Then you're going to use that knowledge to create something called key art. Key art is the image you see when you're scrolling through Netflix or Hulu or Prime. It's the one image that has to sell the entire story to get you to click on it. By the end of this level, you will have created one of those. First up is the overview. This page tells you everything you need to know about the level, your learning objectives, how much time to plan for, and the order you should work through everything. Plan for about 4 to 5 hours across the week. That includes watching a short film, doing some reading, taking the checkpoint quiz, building your key art, and writing your reflection. This is the same rhythm as every level, just that this time the absorbed content is about design and not about Photoshop tools. So the absorb page is where your learning starts this week. There are 3 main things here. First, you're going to watch a short animated film called Sprite Fright. It's about 10 minutes long and it's made by Blender Studio. And it's Creative Commons, which means you can use screenshots from it in your project. As you watch, pay attention to how the filmmakers use color, light, and scale to control the mood. The film starts bright and fun and then shifts to something a little darker. Notice how the visuals change with the tone. After the film, you'll read about the 7 elements of art: line, shape, form, space, value, and texture. These are the building blocks of every image you will ever or have created. And then you'll read about the principles of design: emphasis, contrast, balance, scale, movement, and unity. These are the rules that designers use for organizing those building blocks into something effective. Both of the readings come from libretext.org, which is an open educational resource. Take your time with these. The checkpoint quiz covers this material, and you will need this vocabulary for the rest of the level. The checkpoint is 5 multiple choice questions worth 1 point each. It tests whether you absorbed the key concepts from the readings. You have unlimited attempts, and your highest score is kept. But you do need to get at least 4 out of 5 to continue past this point in the module. If you miss a question, go back to the readings and try again. Use this quiz like a study tool, not a test. Before you open Photoshop, you need to plan. This discussion is where you're going to describe what you're going to create and why. Your post should include 3 things. First, your reaction to the film. What stood out visually? What moment or mood stuck with you? Second, your design plan. Describe the key art you will build. Which moments or characters will you combine? And what story are you telling with one image? Third, name at least 2 elements of art and 2 principles of design that you plan to use, and explain how each one will serve the composition. Use the vocabulary from the readings. This is not busy work. Planning your design before you start building is how professionals work. It saves time and it leads to stronger results. Once your key art is finished, you'll post your exported JPEG here as an inline image, not as a file attachment. Post it so your classmates can see it right in the discussion. Along with the image, write a short design statement, 3 to 5 sentences, explain the choices you made, name at least 1 element of art and 1 principle of design. Then, reply to 2 classmates with real feedback. Point to specific parts of their image, use the design vocabulary by name, ask a question or offer suggestion. This is where you submit your working PSD file. This is the layered file behind the JPEG you post in the showcase. Your canvas should be 1920 by 1080 pixels, 72 ppi, RGB colored. This is standard screen resolutions for streaming key art. Your layers need to be named and organized into groups. No layer 1, layer 2 here. I'm going to be looking at your layer stack to understand your process and your design decisions. Important, you may not use AI-generated images for this project. No generative fill, no Midjourney, no DALL-E. The point is for you to make the design decisions yourself. Last step, write at least 200 words reflecting on your experience this week. Think about how studying design principles changed the way you looked at the film. Was planning your key art in writing helpful? Which design principle had the biggest impact on your composition? This journal is private. Only you and I will see it. Write in your own words. No AI tools for this one. Honest reflection is what matters here. That's level 3. Let's recap. Absorb the design content, pass the checkpoint, plan your key art, build it, share it, submit it, and reflect. Here are the key dates to keep in mind. Tuesday, your planning discussion post is due. Describe your design plan, your reaction to the film, and the elements and principles you plan to use. Thursday, 2 things. First, your 2 replies on the planning discussion are due, and second, your post your finished key art as a JPEG in the key art showcase along with your design statement. Sunday, 3 things wrap up the week. Your 2 replies on the key art showcase are due, your final PSD goes into the project submission, and your journal reflection is due. If you stay on that rhythm, post Tuesday, competent replies Thursday, PSD and journal Sunday, you'll finish everything on time without cramming. When you complete the full module, you earn the visual storyteller badge and unlock level 4. Good luck this week.